On Kansans' minds ahead of the August 4th primary, should the state legalize cannabis? So far, the Democrat candidates have supported at least legalizing medicinal marijuana. No Republicans support the issue, but does that mean it's unpopular among all Republican voters? Sophia Jernander joins us to break this down. Sophia?
Mike, Kansas is one of just a few states where cannabis is not legal in any form. Kansans were asked this question last year in a Kansas Speak survey. 70% of those asked said they support legalizing medicinal cannabis. I spoke to one local dispensary owner who explains why this is such an important issue.
I think if you ignore the topic, you're going to feel it at the polls.
It's a question asked time and time again. Why hasn't Kansas legalized cannabis? It's legal in most surrounding states, including Missouri. Britt Harris owns Cannabis, and he says he's disappointed in the Republican candidates for Kansas governor for not supporting the issue.
It really is astonishing if you are in politics this year and you're kind of cannabis uneducated. This is a huge topic that more and more people, especially being surrounded by legal states, want to focus on.
Harris cites a Kansas Speak survey that was released in 2025. In this survey, 70% of Kansans say they support legalizing medicinal cannabis. That includes 59% of Republicans.
If you're not a Republican candidate right now focusing on this issue, I think you're doing yourself a disservice.
This is where some of your Republican candidates stand.
In Topeka, there isn't support for it.
I just think it's safer if we don't.
Medical marijuana, where do you stand? No at all?
No
use at all?
No.
And here are the Democrats. As of Tuesday, Ethan Corson and Cindy Holscher both support legalizing medicinal and recreational cannabis.
I think it is a sensible step for us to take.
It's a revenue stream that will certainly help us moving forward.
We should probably move forward with medical marijuana, but we have to be very careful about the regulations around it.
Harris encourages all candidates to research the subject, and he believes cannabis is a big enough issue to decide the final election result.
The economic impact that this flower could actually have on the state of Kansas is huge. And I think we're seeing people drive to Missouri, drive to Oklahoma. Once you're reading this as a candidate and you're running for governor, at what point do you wake up?
Two candidates we haven't heard from on this issue, Phil Sarnecki and Nick Reinecker. I reached out to both to see where they stand.
Sophia, thank you. And speaking of the upcoming election, 12 News helping to host a debate with 3 of the Republican candidates for Kansas governor. I will be moderating that debate alongside Melissa Bruner from our sister station in Topeka. It airs tomorrow at 6 p.m. right here on the KSCW. After that, we will have it streamed for you on our website and the 12 News Connected app.